The Caravan Channel. Sponsored by Adrian Flux Insurance.
Welcome back to the Caravan Channel and our 5th summer special. In this show, we're concentrating on caravans with the popular fixed twin berth layout, a favourite among caravanners who like to use the loo in the middle of the night and don't want to disturb their partners. Now, before the break, we took a look at a selection of vans with this floor plan and picked the Bailey Unicorn Cadiz as our caravan of the week. So I've got a caravan, but what do I tow it with? Well, last year, our David Motton hitched up a Cadiz to a Vauxhall Insignia Sports Tourer to find out how it fares as a mid-price tug.
The petrol-powered Vauxhall Insignia Sports Tourer picked up a gong at the 2014 Tow Car Awards. By rights, the diesel version ought to be even better. We've been towing with one out on the road and at the test track to find out.
Our test car is an Insignia SRI with a 138 bhp 2-litre diesel engine. With 258 pounds-feet of torque, a healthy curb weight and a respectable towing limit of 1600 kilos, it should pick up where the petrol model left off, despite the Vauxhall's age.
In one form or another, the Insignia's been around for a good few years now, but it still tows very well. At motorway speeds, the car feels very composed, and midlife revisions to the steering mean it now feels more immediate and precise than it used to.
The steering's directness is a definite plus in an emergency manoeuvre. It's much more responsive either side of straight ahead than it used to be. Combine that with plenty of grip, and the Insignia feels composed, even when the Caravan starts to move around behind it.
The Vauxhall's diesel engine isn't the quietest, but it does have plenty of muscle. It's coped easily towing a Bailey Unicorn Cadiz, weighing 1,344 kilograms.
Accelerating from 30 to 60 miles per hour, as you might when joining the motorway, took 14.2 seconds when towing the Bailey. That said, the tool gear ratios have been chosen for fuel economy and take the edge off the in-gear performance. Pulling from 50 to 60 miles per hour in 5th gear took a steady 15.1 seconds. It's more of a characteristic than a problem though, and you soon get used to choosing a lower gear than you otherwise might when you need to accelerate quickly. The benefit of matching such high gears with an efficient engine and a range of fuel-saving measures is superb economy. Towing on a mix of A roads and motorways, we achieved a remarkable 32.2 mpg. That's quite something for a car of this size. However, for a relatively big car, the Insignia isn't especially roomy inside. Those in the front have plenty of space, although it takes a while to master the touchscreen and the profusion of buttons. In the back, legroom is relatively tight compared with, say, a Skoda Superb Estate, and the boot is nothing like as big as some rivals. It's surprisingly shallow, and there's an unusually deep bumper to load your bags over.
The Insignia's diesel engine has plenty of poke, and it makes a very stable tow car. However, some of the Vauxhall's rivals are better to drive and make more practical estate cars. The truth is, although the Insignia has its strengths, it's beginning to feel its age.
Throughout the show, we've been talking about how popular the fixed twin bed layout is among couples. But last year, I took my wife and kids to the Malvern Hills aboard a Bailey Pursuit 554 to find out how the floor plan fares as a family van. Some of England's most creative people, from Elgar to Tolkien, have been inspired by the Malvern Hills, so it seemed only natural for the Caravan Channel to follow in their footsteps. My family and I have been here at the Blackmoor Camping and Caravanning Club site in Worcestershire for a few days, and we've discovered that the area's fantastic combination of stunning scenery and charming little towns make it the perfect place for a bargain British break. We'll tell you a bit more about the site later on, but for now we're off to check out those fantastic views. There are some pretty challenging climbs among the area's 3,000 acres, but if, like us, you've got 2 kids in tow, or you have limited mobility, there are plenty of great easy access routes, such as here at Blackhill, just off the A449. Like a mini mountain range, the Malvern Hills Ridge stretches for 8 miles. It has a rugged beauty not dissimilar to the Welsh mountains, which is hardly surprising because we're not far from the Welsh border here. From the top, you can look across to Herefordshire Beacon, the site of one of the region's many Iron Age hill forts. There are also spectacular views out over the River Severn Valley and down to pretty towns such as Great Malvern, made prosperous by the area's natural spring waters. It's not hard to see why this has been designated an area of outstanding natural beauty. It's reputedly the landscape that inspired J.R.R. Tolkien to create the wild fantasy land of Middle-earth. But now we're getting thirsty, and just a few miles down the road there's a place that feels a world away, a quaint English town full of traditional treats, and that's where we're off to now. A short drive down the hill brings you here to Upton upon Severn. It's a lovely and quintessentially English town with its narrow streets, its antique shops and its enticing pubs. The kids, however, have found something just around the corner that's rather got their interest. The old sweet shop is a delicious blast from the past, with all of those treats you remember from school tuck shops or village stores, from pear drops to cola pits. It's an education for the kids and a refresher course for us. Quarters all round, please. If you take the scenic route back to Blackmore from Upton, you could stumble across Clive's fruit farm. It's worth a trip in itself, with a fantastic farm shop, a play area, free roaming animals and a cafe. There's a great selection of local produce and beers, and the farm produces its own cider too, the perhaps appropriately named Wobble Juice. You can even get out and pick your own if you're feeling energetic. Well, we're back on site to catch our breath before the next adventure. We've discovered loads of free things to do in the area, but if you're a National Trust member, it's well worth remembering your card because there are lots of great places to go as well. We can heartily recommend Croom Park, which is just up the road and features the first landscaping masterpiece by Lancelot Capability Brown. But the kids have had enough culture for 1 week, so in a minute I'm going to pack them in the car and head over to the Wye Valley to try our hand at canoeing. I'll try to take a few shots as we paddle along. So here we are on the River Wye. There's first mate Emma paddling hard up front, and in the middle we've got the two ship's boys. This one here likes to think she's an able seaman, Elsa, and Neve is mostly been relaxing. Neve, give us a wave. And the landscape here is absolutely beautiful. It's just a fantastic way to spend a day. Sadly, that's all we've got time for in this show, but I hope we've opened your eyes to the flexibility of this layout. We'll be back very soon with another caravan-packed episode, but in the meantime you can keep up with us on Facebook, via our website, and don't forget that Niall Hampton and the Motorhome channel follow in just a few minutes. Till next time, bye-bye.
Adrian Flux Insurance, proud sponsors of the Caravan channel.